the first cowboy in history. We heard a lot of stories about the cowboys of the Old West like Billy the Kid, Jesse James, and a lot more. And we've known what kind of work they do for a living. The term cowboy has interesting origins. At the end of this video, you will discover why the American cowboys are great national folk heroes and are recognized around the world as a symbol of America. The Vaqueros. It all started in 1519 when the Spanish arrived in America. They ordered to build ranches for them to raise cattle and livestock. The Vaqueros, from the word vaca or cow, are said to be the first cowboys in American West. Originally, they are from Mexico. They created a style and good reputation of their own. Their skill for horseback livestock herding was a tradition developed in Spain and made even perfect in Mexico. Often the Vaqueros lived together with their families on ranches they worked. They are responsible for many works like feeding, gathering, and castrating thousands of cattle every year. Yearly, they would bring 20,000 cattle from Texas to Louisiana and Mississippi. A day in a vaquero's life. Usually, most young men who needed cash are the ones who apply for the job. They made around $25 to $40 a month. They also help care for the horses, repair fences, work cattle drives, and help anywhere they can be of use. They typically wear large hats or sombreros that have a wide brim to protect them from the sun. Did you know why they have scarves or bandanas around their neck? They use this to guard themselves against dust. Some of them wear chaps on top of their trousers to protect them from cactus needles. They also use boots to help them ride horses. A ranch has a lot of cowboys. They all share a bunkhouse. In their free time, they play guitars and harmonica, sang songs, and write poetry, just like what we usually watch in movies. Samuel Buentello. One of the earliest vaqueros is Samuel Buentello. He learned his skills from his father, Pedro Buentello, and whose father was a vaquero back in the 1800s. Pedro Buentello worked in many ranches, and Rodeo Hall of Fame calf roper Juan Salinas honed his skills even more. Later on, he became a foreman at the Rancho Nuevo. As a mentor and a father, he became strict in teaching Samuel the tasks he needed to learn on the ranch, even when he broke his pelvis when Samuel was 9 years old. He was still persistent in riding and roping. By the age of 14, he was already a highly skilled vaquero, thanks to his father who was very strict when he was teaching his vaquero ways. At the age of 14, Samuel left Rancho Nuevo in South Texas. All he had was a sack of belongings and some stuff his mother left for him. No money in his pocket, no idea where to go or what could come next made his days miserable. What he only has are the skills that run through his blood. A man named Floyd Billings was gassing up his car when he saw Samuel walking. He asked him if he needed money, and the proud boy said, "No, I just need a job." Floyd drove him to King Ranch. When Samuel arrived, the workers could not believe a young body could do such work. So they gave him a test he has to pass. The two men brought him to a corral to test if he can ride a horse. He was introduced to a black stallion. The men warned him to be careful, because that horse is really fast. But with confidence, he rode the stallion and trot to a full gallop. He loosened the reins and controlled the horse well. The next morning, the Queñeños told him that he will start working. That started a good life for Samuel Buentello. Cowboy's life, no matter what race they may be, is tough. It takes a lot of muscle for one to properly do their job as a cowboy. You have just discovered a remarkable way the vaqueros did for the cattle industry. Watch this next video.